Yes, this lady, she has been coming since she was very young. She's over 70. Not only over 70, but she had an operation for a kidney and so many other troubles, normal troubles and everything. So one would look down on her, right? She's working in such a, her immune system is very, very good. Not just a little good. Her immune system is very, very good. She's running around and let's see, it's about 6 degrees centigrade or 5 degrees centigrade. It's cold. And she's running around with just a sweater. I'm pretty sure we gave her that sweater. But she's self-sustaining. She's not on a social this, social that. She's not a burden. She's not have to be carried by the government. And government means carried by the people. And she happens to like to be self-sustaining. She's not looking for the free gifts. There's actually no free gift. Everybody has to carry their own weight. And this whole thing about free gifts is ridiculous. Karl Marx wasn't a fool. And Karl Marx, he made a comment. He says, America should give me all their free gifts. Because it's not free. America is showing you that they're giving you free gifts. They're not giving you free gifts. You're going to pay for it. Whatever you're getting from them, you're going to pay for it. And sometimes more, sometimes about 10 times more than you should be paying for it. This lady, she can go home, take rest, not worry about, the end of the month social payment or anything like that. And the whole family is like that. So, somebody like that would be stopped by the government. You have to go get a license at the city hall, because if you're not licensed by the city hall, you may become a danger, a health danger. Yeah. And she's not a health danger. She's actually a great benefit. She's touching Mother Earth. Okay, all these nasty viruses are going into her and everything, but looks like she's not getting sick. I've seen them jump into drain pipes, go down there, put all the, and it's 90% crap, put all it into buckets, take it out of the drain pipes, so the drain pipes can work, and they don't get sick. Yeah, they don't get sick. One time, actually, some reporter came and took a picture of me cleaning the drains. Yeah, I was cleaning the drains. Why? Because for 18 days, they were on a strike here. So nobody was cleaning the drains, and I didn't like the dirtiness that was accumulating around some of the, temples. It was pretty nasty. So I was out there cleaning drains for some time. I got jaundice so bad, and I'm telling you, jaundice so bad, that somebody from the other side of the street looked at me and said, "You have jaundice." That's how yellow that I was. And of course, I pulled out of it by the help of some natural medicines and everything. But I got it. And then one time, there's a place, Kaliadan, just a little ways down. We were repairing it because it's a historical marking. We were repairing it, and the construction person by name of Udawa, he had told them, don't put the bricks in the way that they're flat up against the wall there, because when it rains, the wall will fall. You have to put the pillars, and you got to put the bricks so they can be strong enough to hold the extra water. Well, they didn't listen. They thought they'd be saving some money and everything. So what happened is the wall did break, and one of the toilet pipes fell into that little lake. And the toilet residue was so thick that the people with pumps around here did not want to take it out. So since we are trying to keep that place clean and repair it, I said, okay, let's go. So myself and Udawa, we were taking buckets of that out. The thick part. The liquidy part, we could get a pump and take it out, but we were taking the thick parts out of that place. And I had just slightly hurt myself. A small cut, no bleeding, no nothing. But about 3 of them, they all got so contaminated, and they burst open in boils. And it was so bad that they even left marks on my body. Of course, the marks makes me feel good because I did something for the Kaliadan. And anyways, it's the place where the great poison of the Kalia serpent was. So, just relating to these people and seeing the power they have the power that they have to sustain their own existence. You know, it brings great power to you. Whereas others are always looking for the free and the betterment and the relaxation. There she goes again. Generally she comes during, yeah, there she is. Generally she comes in the dark time, but today she was a little late because she was sick. Of course, she's still at it. And there's other ladies that are even older than her that are still at it every day. Every day. And here it does get cold. Not to the point of freezing many times, but maybe one time a year freeze, or close to freeze. But the heat here, like last year the heat went up to 52 a few times. 52 centigrade a few times. So it gets hot here, and they don't stop their work. It's not that they don't feel the heat, is they have this desire to exist, and they don't want to depend. They have an individual desire to exist. You know? If you would calculate things, and you could measure things, you would say that is very high IQ. That desire to exist is the most essential thing in human life. Desire to exist. Consciousness developed so strong that I'm going to do it. Maybe they don't have the facilities and some brain matter up on top, but if you examine, don't just look over the thing quickly, but if you examine, the desire to exist is worth many PhDs. The desire to exist is worth many PhDs. Daddy, whoa! Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to show you just one lady that I know. I know a lot of them, men and ladies. And don't think that everybody looks down upon them. No. Many people will even just come up and respect them, because they know that they have an immune system that's incredible. And they would like to have an immune system that's incredible, but they're in central air, central heating, even when they drive around in their car, either in the cold season, they have the heater on, no matter if it's stopped, and in the hot season, they have the air conditioning, even if it's stopped. This diminishes the desire to exist. There's two paths that one should consider. I say should, but the word should means I'm telling you what to do, and then it invokes the ego, the false ego. Oh, he knows I should. No, I'm just saying that if you would like to get that desire of existence, don't go down the path of eating. It's simple. That's what it says. The first, I say first, but in this cycle, in my cycle of this universe, in my tiny cycle of this universe, and there's many universes, in my cycle, the first oration designating a supreme person, the first oration, Purusha Shuktam, that first oration that was done when creation was about to happen, that first oration, it designated two things. So it set a platform for this earth. Okay? The platform to this earth has two routes, two purposes. The two purposes is the purpose of elevation through sacrifice. And not sacrifice of children, but elevation through personal sacrifice. And then the other path is enjoyment through eating. So one has two decisions. Do I want elevation of my consciousness through sacrifice? I can have this, but I will put it aside because I want something better. Or am I to look for enjoyment through eating? That's what it comes down to, enjoyment through eating. Because that's what keeps you alive. You may say enjoyment through money, you may say enjoyment through sex life, you may say enjoying this, that, and the other, but it comes down to enjoyment to eating. Now that's it, there's two paths and they're accepted. But the enjoyment to eating involves entanglement. And the word entanglement is used. Entanglement means that, like a fish becomes entangled in the net. The more that you try to take advantage of the path of enjoyment, the more that you're tying yourself. And it's scientific. I'm an electrical entity, totally electrical entity. My mind has electrical connections. My hands have electrical connections. And I may not be aware of it, but my mind can entangle around something in this world. And my hands want to touch something, they can entangle in this world. They can entangle me in this world. Okay, maybe some people have a very thin wire of entanglement and just living day to day. But some people have a cable, probably even as thick as the cable that they used to put in the oceans to have the cable telephone, because it used to be cable telephone. It used to be a cable, the Atlantic cable telephone, to connect. So some people are very entangled, incredibly entangled. They're looked upon as very advanced, but they're very entangled. And it's not them, it's the outside. I'm not entangled with my existence. I'm entangled with the existence of everything that's outside of me. Not me, outside of me. And others, they want to disentangle themselves. They want to let go. It actually just brings me to the point that I just made a video about. And that video was the sweating of blood of Jesus Christ. Yeah. The sweating of blood of Jesus Christ is the most, it's like the highest disentanglement. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm looking at the sun. Yeah. It's the most disentangled. He had reached a point, or he already had that point, but he demonstrated that point. It's not that he didn't have that point. He already had that relationship, but he was at this point. Let me put my face on here again. Yeah, there we go. My phone turned around by itself. What can you say? Okay. Okay, phone, I'm over here. Okay. Yeah. He disentangled himself. And his wires of disentanglement, he wasn't cutting his wires, but he's an example. People who are not entangled, really not entangled, not even with the slightest wire, people who are not entangled, they don't want to show that they're not entangled. Why? Because they know that the people will glorify their disentanglement, which is nice, to glorify the disentanglement from this world, and the potency that is given to them. That's nice. But the people will not take the effort to become disentangled themselves, and they will rely only on that person who showed that symptom. Oh, they'll glorify that person, but they won't follow in his footsteps. They won't put their foot in the same footsteps that he had. So the demonstration that, oh, I can show for sure my disentanglement from this world in a symptom that is the highest. It's the highest anguish, but anguish for a lover. And the lover is God. So the highest anguish for a lover is shown when the blood comes from the... Now, I have to go ahead and put a disclaimer here because my video was cut because of this. Because it's but for me, that was incredible that they could see in my video that I was speaking of something so high. Not understandable. It's not understandable. I don't know if you can see me, but it's not understandable. It's so high, it's not understandable. Because it's always watered down. I say watered down because Luke is the only one who even described it. Luke was Jesus Christ's very close companion, but he wasn't just a fisherman. He was a man of money. Luke was the person who sponsored the preaching of Mary Magdalene under the order of Jesus Christ. So he had money. He gave her money, and she had a group of girls that would go out to talk to the people. And they weren't scared. Whereas the men did not go out. The men had to always be hiding. Sorry, boys, but that's the truth. Because they knew that everyone was looking at the person as the bastard child. This man has come as the bastard child, and we have to get rid of him. To say it frankly. So I have to say, I'm not giving any medical advice. I gotta do a disclaimer. They're gonna cut this one too. I don't mind, because it just showed to me how high this aspect is. So I'm telling you one thing, it is not just one person like Jesus Christ, but it's anybody who comes to the point of total disentanglement in this world. The soul disentangled from this world. They would become so much in anguish that blood would pour from their sweat. This is not described. Rupa Goswami avoids describing this to any great extent. Why? Rupa Goswami would probably lose consciousness. Because Rupa Goswami, in describing something, he's looking at it, examining it, not just from a distance, but from within. He's presenting it from within. He's writing the Nectar of Devotion from within. His realizations. So could you imagine Rupa Goswami trying to describe his Ishtadev? You know, I fail to even want to talk about this because if he didn't talk about it, why the hell am I think I can talk about something like this? But the possibility is there that his Ishtadev, Radharani, also of course, she could show this symptom of divine anguish to the highest extent, where the soul is totally disentangled from this body, disconnected from this body, and only wants to be connected to the beloved. I have no doubt that, of course, she has the possibility. The possibility is in Radharani. If we see the possibility in the person who came, and they name him Jesus Christ, if we see the possibility in him, we know the possibility is in her, because he is showing the highest anguish of love in separation, the highest anguish, excuse me, the highest anguish in love in separation. You know, probably the statement, fools rush in where wise men dare to go, but wise men don't fall in love. So this fool is talking about, I'm a fool to even be thinking about this. And there's two foolish parrots right out there. I love to see them. They just like dance around in their love acts there. There it goes. Fools rush in where wise men dare to go, but wise men don't fall in love. Thank you, little parrots. Yeah. It's, if I don't speak about it, and if I have a thought, you know, okay, somebody can come and knock me on the head that I shouldn't even have said this, but Rupa Goswami, if he would ever have mentioned or described in detail the great anguish of Radharani, or even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would not be able to put it down on paper. And of course, you know, it's very difficult for us to give such a respect, but there should be very high respect for that position. It's a definite, it's a signature, it's a stamp that yes, I am detached from this body. I am not attached to this body. And that signifies a thing that, you know, you can't get into everything, but it signifies, I live on reflection. I depend and live on reflection. I am in reflected consciousness, reflected existence. I am not in projected. Projected means that I'm without barriers. I'm a person without barriers to the will of the Supreme. If I am a person with no barriers to the will of the Supreme, then the projected consciousness of that person I want to serve, the projected consciousness of that person will come through me without distortion. It will not be distorted. But that is not the case for almost everyone, especially me. We are an existence of reflected. And it's still his property. But I feel that it's my property. Oh, I'm seeing in the distance and I'm seeing a reflection and I'm looking at that reflection and I know what it is. That reflection can only come to me by his power, not by my power. But I'm not going direct to him. If I'm sitting and not giving distortion to his vision, so much more benefit is there. I see the things as they are. I hear the things as they are. So, for the most part, we feel that there's only our vision. It's reflected vision. Everything. The sound is reflected. The sight is reflected. The smell is reflected. The taste is reflected. Everything is reflected. We are not getting the thing without the contamination of our consciousness. Yeah, pretty contaminated too. Okay, I'm not paying attention too much. I just thought I'd interject that, and what I said was confirmed by YouTube because they had to bring it to my attention, and I think they said for 90 days I'm like on trial. So just take it. Take it. The disclaimer is there that I'm not a professional. I haven't gone to PhDs or anything like that. So I'm just oh well, whatever. It's actually dangerous because sometimes people oh, I see. I put it too much wide. Sorry. I wasn't looking at it. Yeah. Okay. Now, just my little place here. Oh, nah, yeah. Well, not my place. This is the ashram's place. But, the only person that's paying here is me. Yeah. Sorry, but that's the truth. The only person that puts a penny into this thing is me. Anyways, if you want to, you can give me more than a penny. Yeah. So, happy. I'm actually happy that they took... I talked a little rough in that video. Boy, did I talk a little rough. Actually, I was trying to calm myself down. Yeah. But it proved to me that it was heavy. It was a heavy one. Sometimes it's useless putting out a heavy one because if you tell the truth too hard, they just cut you off. So better just to be calm and everything, or put a good disclaimer in. Okay, yeah, let's quit this right now. Oh, it's just enjoyable, to be out here in the nice weather because it's a little cold for me. All I got is a sweater on. But okay. I thank you if you actually make it through 1 minute or a few seconds of my video. I have to thank you. And as they say, push the like button. And if you want to subscribe, oh boy, sometimes I don't send some of the videos out. But if you want to push subscribe, you can do that too, and take a risk. Okay, thank you very much.